Well, first of all, I want to say that sex is not something dirty. It's something beautiful that was created by God. God put those desires in us. I think about in Genesis, after they fell into sin, and God told the woman that her desire would be for her husband, but she would bear children in pain. Mm-hmm. And so that desire was put there by God. And I think because of the way sex is perverted in the world today, the way it's made fun of, joked about, first of all, know and just get the understanding that it's something God intended. It's not dirty. It can be turned into something dirty, but it was intended to be something beautiful. And there is something wonderfully powerful that happens between a married couple. There's an intimacy that brings them together closer, and the devil knows that, and that's why he fights so hard to pervert it.
Sex has become one of the main topics of mainstream media. There is no free site you can check out without seeing a lot of ads about sex. The world is slowly shifting back to a hypersexualized culture, and as Christians we are often assaulted by different sexual contents because of this. And so many people feel tortured by the current trends of things and are looking for an escape somehow from sex and topics about it. The church has been too quiet concerning topics about sex, and the devil has used this opportunity to creep into the church and pervert what God has made. Sex is not dirty, and if you do not understand this, then you will perpetually struggle with things about sex. Sex was made by God, and so it cannot be dirty. The Bible says every good and perfect gift comes from God, and so when you understand this, your mentality about sex begins to change. A while ago we made a video about sex, and we talked about Jesus' sexuality and sexual temptations. If you haven't seen it, then you should definitely watch it after this one. If Jesus, who is God in flesh, had the same sexual urges as we do, then sex cannot be the problem. So what is the problem? Where have we missed it? Why does it seem like it's so difficult to live with our sexual urges? The truth is, we haven't embraced sex. And that's it. Our ignorance about the spiritual aspect to sex and the intention and purpose for why sex was made has kept us in bondage, because the only information we have is from the devil. Sex was made by God to be enjoyed in marriage. Now I know this sentence alone makes people think I should not have sex until I'm married, but that is the wrong way to think about it. When God gave the 10 commandments, they were full of a lot of thou shalt nots. And this was what filled the minds of the Israelites. They had all the information, but the Bible says that they couldn't keep the law. The Bible also says that the law gives power to sin. So even if they knew what they shouldn't do, they were powerless to stop it, because that was all they thought about. The Bible says, whatsoever a man thinketh, so is he. We are made up of what we think. But when Jesus came, he gave the same commandments, but in a new light. He said, thou shalt love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your mind and all your soul, and thou shalt love your neighbor as yourself. What that did was that it freed the people from thinking about what they shouldn't do and made them start thinking about what they should do instead. And so with that, people can finally live free away from the shackles of the law. And the more you think about those 2 commandments, the more you become it. 2 Corinthians 3 verse 18. But we all with open faces, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory, even as by the Spirit of the Lord. How does this have anything to do with sex, you might ask? Easy. The more you think about what you shouldn't do and the fact that you shouldn't have sex outside of marriage, the more fixated your mind is on sex. But when you embrace sex, when you think about the union it brings, the intimacy you can have with your person, the blessing from God it gives, what it really symbolizes and the blessing it really is, then you will realize that you don't want to do this with just anyone, but the one. And in that moment, your mind begins to be set free from the oppression of the devil. Sex is not dirty. It's a good thing. When God created man and woman, He saw that it was good, and He blessed them and gave them the command to have sex. I know you haven't thought about it that way before, but what the Bible literally says is God blessed them and commanded them to have a lot of sex so as to fill up the earth. And so there is no running away from your sexual nature. You're just hurting yourself even more. Embrace it and enjoy it within the bounds of marriage. It's time to liberate yourself and liberate your mind. It's time, child of God, to live free. Hey, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out any of the new videos we're going to be putting out. Like this video and share it with your friends and family and other people that you think would benefit from this video. Growth Addict, grow your faith.